close enough. Oh, we had more on that one. Okay. Bueno. It is a Sunday morning. Those are the fun days. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the news of the week. If you don't know, yes, we come around, we say hi, and we figure out what has been exploding in the universe as we're out here enjoying the fun stuff. So, if you are open, you're having a good Sunday morning, and you're ready to have a good old grand time, please join us. Have some fun as we go into the new week. Yeah, man. Coming off K-pop The Hunters, that was an interesting moment. All I'm saying, there's a future out there. But it is a Sunday morning. We're gonna have a good time and play some little fun music. So let's have some fun. It's gonna be a fun one. I haven't tried this one yet. I've been waiting for this moment all my life, but it's not quite right. And this real, it's impossible. Who's blind? What? So clear, so unheard. I've been waiting for the silence all night long, but it's a matter of time to appear sad, with the same old days and lazy eye fixed to rest on you. I'm free and so untrue. Everyone's so intimately rearranged. Everyone's so focused clearly with such shine. Everyone's so intimately rearranged. Everyone's so focused clearly with sunshine. Lost and loaded with the same old decent lazy eye, straight to rest your gaze. That's why I said I relay. I said we relate, it's so fun to relate. It's the room, the sun and the sky. The room, the sun and the sky. been waiting. I've been waiting for this moment. We're gonna have soul after that. Hey, Silver Sun pickups, man. Good times. And yeah, it happens. But man, no, we get copyrighted by those guys. Unfortunately, as much as I like the chili peppers, no, stop. Chili peppers are no longer safe. You see how this works? YouTube goes like, yo, it's the guys that are like copyright all the time. Literally chili peppers. I just want us all to know this is happening. IRL. Okay. Enough. So disappointing. Alright. There you go. Have fun with that. Anyways, that is the technological age that we live in. That's how this is working. The whole point of this is to kind of do your own thing. Go against the curve. No one's like, focused on the numbers. No one's trying to really starve themselves over the idea of that this is more than just a moment in time. And these moments all shape us, they form us, whether you're on the east side of the coast, whether you're on the west side, whether you're in the southern hemisphere, or whether you're up in the Antarctic melting all the ice caps with the rest of us. It's happened. Right, and even more now than ever that we're connected with the internet. We don't have dial-up anymore. We're using a fast, instantaneous link, Starlinks as some would want to call it. But it's what we do with that time that really, really matters. And hey, it's Sunday afternoon. And if you're here, thank you. It's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks as we're going forward with the universe and how that's gonna pan out. But I like to have fun. I like to believe it's a good vibe out there. And so if that makes you smile and tickles your pickle, please swing by. Have fun. But for now, we're going to say bye to the big guy. We're going to jump into the news. Noticias del día, señor. Gracias. De nada. De nada. Josh. Because yeah, it's a fun little transition. We're still getting used to it. It's been a couple weeks, but honestly, it's good to know the news and just see where we're at with here. Putting places, numbers on stuff. And speaking of numbers that mean things to people in the universe, James Gunn doing good work out there, having a fun time. You love to see it. It's official. Superman, first superhero movie of 2025 to fly past 600 million at the box office, while Fantastic Four is at 500 mil. Up and away. By the way, I asked Lee Yin Po over at IGN, my dude. Superman, 600 million. Alright, what does that mean? Gunn's DC Universe is now at million globally, and with that money in North American theaters, most of that in North American theaters. Ghost figure. Gunn made the surprise announcement that Superman will see its digital release on Friday, August 15th, just over a month, which is fast. Early relatively is because of HBO Max Peacemaker Season 2, which is now starting. Sponsorships. But Superman remains available to watch in theaters, and it's there at the movies. It's been there for a number of records. For example, highest grossing Superman is 347 million. Nice. Now we're in the different loop. I'm into it. Zack Snyder's 2013 DCU Man of Steel made 291 million. Wow, that is a perspective right there. At the domestic box office. Henry Cavill Superman did much better internationally, bringing that 379 million. Okay, that's still for a global total of 670 million. Okay, figure Superman almost certainly won't beat really internationally. Globally, Superman is comfortably ahead of all other superhero films released in 2025 far. Close competitor, Fantastic Four, lagging behind over 100 million. Indeed, both MCU and DCU not planning any other superhero films for 2025. Damn, really? Superman looks to tend the end of the year as a clear winner. Cool. After weekend 5, First Steps is now at 257 million domestically, 232 million internationally, for a global total of 49 million. The film's commercial performance is seen as something disappointment despite bringing in more money than Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts. Jesus. Marvel Studios has two big hitters coming up in 2026: Spider-Man: Brand New Day and Avengers: Doomsday, which First Steps leads into. Aight. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt's F1 is now at 603 million. Hell yeah. Making a significant theatrical release for Apple and Saudi Arabia. Just putting that out there. Zach Krager's killer horror film Weapons is now up to 115.9 million in North America. Theaters after 3 weekends with a global haul of 199.4 million, almost 200 million. Weapons' commercial success is well deserved. IGN's review 9 out of 10. By director Zach Krager blends unbearable tension and dark humor once more in Weapons, a horror blockbuster that's less than a blunt force barbarian and more of a sharp-shooting assassin. Hey yo, you're welcome. It's worth noting that Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters released in theaters this weekend after a huge launch on streaming service, and may well be on the highest-grossing movie over the past few days, even ahead of Weapons. Netflix does not report box office numbers, but based on K-pop Demon Hunters' widespread release globally and social media's reporting of sold-out screenings, Netflix no doubt has a rare theatrical hit on its hands. There you go. And that is why we're here, man. Again, numbers, they don't mean much. Except they mean everything. But in terms of like understanding where we're at in a global setting, right? It is what we do with this information. Again, it is how we use these numbers that define us, Dayo. And seeing how Superman is at 6 mil, if that's the bar to hit, right? Seeing that Fantastic Four not only going up those steps, but going there in a more like blanketness of hitting other international box offices and doing that. So that kind of says something, right? An idea. Maybe they just really like the family image. Pretty cool. And yeah, Brad Pitt F1. Gotta go fast, baby. Love it. So all of that, it's kind of interesting to see where we're at with the cinema side of things. And you know me, I love being out there, experiencing things. And yesterday, seeing K-pop Demon Hunters with the people in the room was kind of an interesting moment. It revealed certain, I guess, demographics, and that really puts things in perspective. And I'll keep those to myself. But Jesus, what a world. So hey, if you're interested in anything of that, those movies are what people are checking out. So if you want to be part of the zeitgeist, or if you're curious at all, definitely go experience. Especially now if you can pick up Superman digitally. That's all you, baby. Gotta stay safe. It's getting rough out there with the sickness. Don't be down with sickness. So, moving on to something that is a bit more international. Yo, Shiki. Dun. Staff apologized over concerns of ex-Japan parody. Yoshiki was concerned in-story band Hayashi's likeness and musical stance similar to ex-Japan. This is from Ken Ikura Gross over at Anime News Network. Yosh. It took 2 weeks, but the public flap over the ex-Japan parody in episode 18 of Dun Anime series is now over. Here's how it went down. Japanese musician and ex-band member Yoshiki initially raised concerns about Dan using the likenesses to the musical stylings of ex-Japan following the broadcast of episode 18. On August 8th, the musician, quote, reposted a clip from the episode and asked, "What's this? Doesn't that sound like ex-Japan?" Bro, chill out. The clip features a performance of Hunting Souls by in-story band Hayashi. Full lyric videos in Japanese and English are available on MBS Animation, a YouTube channel. There you go. Hayashi. So, there you go. Yoshiki quickly followed up with another posting asking, quote, "I don't know anything about this. Is it okay to do? Is this okay to do? My dear fans, please tell me what's going on." He further posted, quote, "I wish the production team would have at least said something beforehand. I received an urgent message from ex-Japan official at Yoshiki's staff." Yoshiki's bewilderment continued throughout August 8th in a series of posts. The musician noted he initially was amused by Dan parody, but when contacted by lawyers about possible copyright infringement, has had other managers and record labels contact him prior to making a parody, how he often has to get permission from Sony Music Publishing to perform ex-Japan's Kunerenai, a song Yoshiki composed but copyright held by Sony Publishing. The joking the band name Hayashi is likely taken from his legal name, Yoshiki Hayashi. Yoshiki moved towards resolving the issue of posting, quote, as a matter of considered songs managed by Sony Musical Publishing, a discussion between parties involving expectation to take place soon. As an anime fan myself, I enjoy these types of work, so I hope the situation will move in a positive direction. Later that day, Yoshiki pointed to the neck brace that Hayashi's drummer was wearing. Quote, hey, I just noticed that the drummer is wearing a neck brace in this video. Is it me? People often say my neck braces are part of my fashion, but I wear them for medical purposes. On August 16th, Yoshiki released a new statement apologizing for his quick assumption that Dun Dun had parodied X Japan without his consent or prior approval. The musician stating, quote, I was surprised to receive a message about this matter out of the blue, so I just tweeted about it. I'm sorry for causing such fuss. Quote, I'm sorry. On August 22nd, Dun Dun production team responded to Yoshiki's concerns. The team apologized for causing concern regarding the song Hunting Souls from Dun Dun. The team first stated the song was created with the hope of expressing the same passion that Yoshiki and the X Japan, whom the entire production team greatly respects in the anime. The team also noted that I had spoken to Yoshiki regarding the matter and looks forward to using the opportunity and consider creative initiatives together for the future. Wow. Quote, concern Hunting Souls. The song created with the hope of expressing passion. Yoshiki, and whom entirely produced respects. We hope to move in the direction with master stories done anime for great quality work. However, Rihanna explains to Yoshiki acts in advance, which was an essential cause of concern. Channeling apology was discussed in the parody direction. Involves parodies involving regarding rights. As spoken with Yoshiki about this matter, we look forward to using this opportunity to create creative initiatives together in the future. We'd like to once again deeply apologize to the fans and as well as other fans to everyone involved. For our concerns to have causes, we hope you kindly support this series. The community. We're there. Wow. So I guess one of these guys, I don't know, this guy, Yoshiki, was like, yo man, that's supposed to be me. Okay. My friend called me up and was like, yo man, they have Dragon Force. I was like, what? Yeah, they got Dragon Force. I was like, the lead singer is singing in the English version. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. So I watched it in Japanese, right? Because that's what I do. Allegedly. And I just saw the band doing their thing. I just saw them playing music. And then they're going out there doing the thing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. It's like some kind of like a spiritual hunter ghost band. And they're pretty cool. And then I watched the English version. And I was like, okay. I can hear the voice. I get it. Still a random band. So I understand where they're coming from. Actually, I don't, because they have facial makeup and all that stuff. But the idea of likenessness being parodied, nice, is nothing new, right? And we're coming off a point where South Park is going strong with this current season of, representation of oranges, and that's where this comes into play. The idea that thankfully nobody blew up or whatever, but people need to watch themselves, because again, copyrights and all that shit are cute and all, but at the expense of something that millions of people are enjoying right now, at least the anime community is enjoying right now. Do you really want to be the asshole to be like, oh, that's mine? So I mean, that's where I'm at with that. And I would understand if I would understand if the annoying orange wanted to yo man, they just did me dirty online. I understand that sentiment, but at the same point, I wouldn't want to give those people the power to be like, nope, no more. I'm paying everybody off to just say it's illegal or whatever. That's the slippery slope that we're running, and that's where I'd say really watch yourself and stop being potato and check that egoism. Doesn't serve anybody but your fucking greedy ass. And Yeah, that's where I was that one. Damn, I didn't think it was gonna go that hard. I was just hoping the guy would be like, "Yo, that's me." But yeah, especially if you're gonna be attacking my boys over at Science Saru. Man, I love that animation. They're the ones that animated Walk On Girl, The Night Is Young. Very, very cool. So leave them be. Battle. But apparently, X Japan isn't the only ones being represented. Sheesh! Because apparently, Le Gorillas are coming to Fortnite. Yeah. News Forza must be sent in Japan, deep rock. Yo, whatever that means. Morning checkpoint, otaku around the video game news. Gorillas are coming to Fortnite. This will be interesting. New leaks seem to indicate the famous animated band, the Gorillas, will be next Fortnite Festival headlining act. Hell yeah, that's actually cool. It means the characters from the band will appear in game as skins, as some of their music will be added to the festival too. The last few artists have been very exciting, but bringing in the last few artists was Bruno Mars. Also, yeah, stop fucking copywriting shit, man. Like, seriously. Like, anyways. Last few artists have been exciting. Gorillas have been identical, except Epic starts teasing the next week or sooner, and then the Gorillas to arrive on August 26th when the current Bruno Mars season wraps up. They just diss Bruno Mars right there. 2D Noodle, most likely the item shop. Martin Caruso, our festival pass official look. Nice. Fair enough. Forza Japan, this is in Japan. Okay. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is making a leap to Xbox, and a new Lego Batman will have Riddler trophies to find. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I just wanted to see what this is at. Let's see. So let's investigate. This has been This is the official look? I don't know. Huh. Things are so like interesting. Yeah. Information's crazy out there, guys. But it sounds like this is what we're looking at. And if this is what we're looking at, hey, that's kind of cool. Noodles, huh? All right. So if you've been interested in gorillas, le monkeys, it's there's something out there for y'all. Just leave that to my tab. Interesting. Where Fortnite's bringing in with all their music. Again, all I really would say about that is, if that's like the whole shtick, like to like get these music people in and then start copywriting every single one of my Fortnite streams, our Fortnite streams, then come on, man. Come on. If you're gonna be like, yo, we're gonna be in Fortnite, you should have the decency to be like, okay, well, we'll let go of the song. It is of the people right now, especially if you're fucking putting your fucking name in the music pass. Bruno Mars, go fuck yourself. I love you, but go fuck yourself. Obviously, it's their people. I'm talking about Bruno Mars, the brand. He's not the only one that needs to go. No, I'm just kidding. Gamescom, opening night, something that happened. I was curious. And then the universe just kept on spinning. So I figured the best we could do is just check it out here. Because time is a valuable thing. Watch the Fire Bloods occasionally scenes. This is by Claire Jackson over at Kotaku. Everything at Gamescom officially kicked off. That means today we were treated to trailer-laden showcase on its opening night. Jeff Keighley. Seriously, guys? It's the whole thing. Opening night, straight from Cologne, Germany, featuring Jeff Keighley. It was pretty packed this year. Some solid trailers, reveals many awesome looking games. Wound up everything that happens. Cool. Call of Duty Black Ops. There you go. What's up with all these fucking ads? Jesus Christ. Trying to watch a video. Trying to do a video here, man. Black Ops 7. Lords of the Fallen 2. Sekiro No Defeat. Oh, we were talking about that. Lego Batman Legacy of Dark. Nice. Saw that one. Warhammer 4000 War of Dawn. Oh, there's a new one? Okay, cool. Monster Hunter Wilds X Final Fantasy 14 online. Onimusha Waves of Sword. Capcom. Being Capcom. Fallout Season 2. Look at that. See, I've just mentioned here. See much footage of coming season. We did get some thoughts on the new show's talent. Okay. New Vegas along with the brief terror. And yes, Mr. House is there. And yes, there was a Kyle McCollins in a suit for power armor. Shit. I'm gonna have to catch up with the first season. Okay. Called it, by the way. Said New Vegas. Indiana Jones' Great Circle, The Order of Giants. What? Third video game adaptation for last year, The Great Circle, getting story expansion. More games, excellent immersive puzzles. Okay. Great Circle is coming to Switch 2 in 2026. Our Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Hey, yo. Man. It's really showing off some satisfying clanky guns, zombie hordes, explosive action, some sliming electronic music. Toxic Commandos definitely looks worth checking out. Toxic Commando. Look at that. John Carpenter. Stick around a bit for this one. Saber. Same guys that do the Warhammer games, so that's some kind of horde AI in there. Gear up. Oh, you got superpowers. Check her right. Alright, fair enough. Zombie horde movie game. He's just talking by himself up there. Death by scrolling. Purgatory, you gotta endlessly scroll your way to fight and escape the Grim Reaper. Got it. Zero Parades. A little complicated fans of the developer behind Scolusium. So we got Ookami Legacy RPG. Zero Parades. Okay. The Darkest Files. Bold and urgent political message about the increasingly frail state of a democracy. The Congress Gamescom Cares segment was devoted to showing off the Darkest Files. Game with painful lessons about how freedoms we all benefit from are increasingly at risk in ways that demand we actually do something about it. So go do something about it. Hey yo, like clicking this button, and skipping this goddamn. Oh shit, they got us. What is up with these people? Is it just me? Did I forget to pay this thing? Prove it in court. Darkest. What? I just skipped over the whole shit. Okay. So it's like a tablet game. Got it. Interesting. Okay, guys. Just going on no vibe. Ha. This does not look like that. This looks different. Ninja Gaiden 4, of course. Today's Ninja Gaiden was predictably action-packed with some thoroughly bloody-looking sword, edge, and like combat moves. 149. God damn it. Cookies, man. Who the hell did they hire for that? Hayabusa. Whoa. Team Ninja. Man, there's a game out there called Escaped Journey, the Odyssey to the West, or whatever. It's so good. I remember that being so cool on PS3. Nice. That does look good. Mecha robots, let's go. Okay, got you some tactical strategicness. Oh yeah, because now it's like a mecha technical shit. That's so cool, man. The fact that they're making ninjas like these power armor moves now. Hell yeah. You got like an old school ninja being like, no, man. So this is like a Devil May Cry, but with Team Ninja. I'm into it. Oh, which is also the team that worked on the DMC reboot that nobody talks about that I actually liked a lot. Edgy boy's gonna be edgy, bro. There you go. Do for the smile. There you go. They know what they're doing. Pretty cool. I'm into that. Cinder City, Undeniable Division meets up to Warframe. Very own Zach Twain observed during the show. Sydney Sanders, pretty ambitious looking MMO shooter that might deliver some satisfying thrills. It looks like some big monster thing. Got it. Time Takers sends its characters to a realm featuring some genre-bending third-person shooter action where you need to hunt down and stay alive. Looks neat. It's Korean. Very nice. Silent Hill F. Gameplay is promising with a preview of what we can expect from the latest entry in the classic horror series. When it arrives in September, the game looks satisfying, grim, gloomy, and disturbing. It's actually on must-play for 2025. Oh, I know this song. This song's cool. It's karaoke. Thank God. La Divina Commedia, the Divine Comedy. Featuring an epic showdown with, well, whatever that monster is. La Divina Commedia shows us some thrilling swordplay in yet another video game. Adaptation of Dante's Inferno. Maybe this one will be good. You had me at Dante. If the ocean's not enough, nor am I. La Divine Commedia. That's Dante. Take out his claws first. Damn, that's cool. Dodge those berry. There you go. Damn, son. Yeah, some kind of stun bar. Like tournament style fighting. Okay. It's all cutscenes. Nice. Jama games. Jama. Sick. So, oh yeah. This kind of reminds me of like inspiration from Lies of P, right? Taking old school stories and giving it like a very gothic, intense look. Chronos New Dawn, but show more to survive some with cats to make it. Two juggernauts to sort of horror genre looking at today. Silent Hill Resident Evil looks like overlooking the latest Bloodborne team. This is what looks sick. Outer Worlds 2, Vampire the Masquerade, Coach Loves Lamb, War of Warcraft. Wow, 20 years old. Project Spectrum, spooky looking Spectrum, upcoming horror PvE for who's like stuff with a little horror stuff. Ghost of Yote, Legends World premiere trailer. Gargantuan open world, hard to get sucked into trailer. Ghost of Yote, Second Punch, Samurai Sim skin. Also get a co-expansion in 2026. Neat. And Resident Evil Requiem. We'll actually watch those two. Damn. Just do it. Just do it, dude. We are playing Ghost of Tsushima. It has been quite the journey. So there you go. Ghost of Yote. DLC. It's funny. All right, one or two more. Who are you even? Who are you even? What is this world? What? There you go. So a lot of horror elements coming into play. Interesting. Huh. Who is coming? Isn't she like an FBI thing person? Interesting. I'm gonna make you. We'll see. Oh. Shoot him in the head. Mother. Interesting. Oh. That helps. That helps. Rip. Ripperoni. Interesting setup. We'll see that that's just for Capcom. Something happens here. Yeah. There you go. Snake closing yet? No, chicken only. We got follow me, but not yet. Snake. It wasn't over yet. All right. Well, that's what happened. Lots of games happening. Yeah, I mean, like sitting down and enjoying the space is cool. It's fun. Um, Getting with the vibes and all that. So we'll see. It's again, we've talked about how the big players out there have been taking liberties with what they feel is most appealing, and so far that's been not there. That's not they've been not hitting the mark. So then the question becomes like, how do we go? How do we change things? Where do we go from here? And seeing them kind of go, I guess horror is the new element that every people were excited about, but still something with a direction, right? Creativity. So we'll see where the future takes us and AAA and all that. Sure, there's a couple of things that I can be excited about. I will see how that affects the future. We go from there, but as long as there's an interesting narrative, we'll see where we lead. However, that's not all that's out there. Sheesh. Leading forward, Sony sells ownership stakes in Evo. Interesting. Sony sold. This is Rebecca Valentine with Badgie. Sony has sold its ownership in fighting competitive Indivo Indian Gaming and events to Norwin Gaming, leaving Norwin and RTS as joint owners. Damn. Second time Evo has changed hands in 4 years. Previously purchased by Sony and RTS, talent management and brand consulting company founded by streamer Pokimane. Really? Interesting. RTS. Sony is not fully departing Evo. It will be a global sponsor for Evo through 2028 and is one of the backers of Nodewin Gaming. When SAE acquired Evo alongside RTS in 2021, the goal was to help the Evo community grow and spotlight the skills of a passion of fighting games fans on the global stage, said Phil Roseberg, head of partner development and relationship at Sony Interactive. SAE transitions to become the Evo sponsor. The momentum from Evo has never been stronger. Following successful Las Vegas event expansion to new regions, we look forward to supporting continued growth of Evo globally. Gaming may be an unfamiliar name to many. It's a gaming events company based in India that was founded in 2015, has led to facilitated events such as DreamHack India, Comic-Con India, Valorant Challenger South Asian, various PUBG mobile championships, and others. At the same time, Saudi Arabian company Quidea, which became a global partner of Evo last year, has announced it is investing in RTS, investing in Pokimane, and will remain a global Evo partner throughout 2027. Quidea is a Saudi investment company behind a massive entertainment and tourism project in the country, which aims to build high-tech city centers around sports, gaming, and entertainment. So what we've been talking about. Evo has some fans wondering what the future will hold for Evo. Under Sony's ownership, PlayStation 5 was featured prominently at the event each year, including with demos and Sony games such as Astrobot and Marvel's Token. However, Sony's ownership also came simultaneously with Nintendo's dropping out of the event and no longer permitting Super Smash Bros. To be played there. Some are wondering if the departure of Nintendo's console rival means that Smash Bros. May make a comeback in future years. Okay. So that's what's happening in the fighting community. Evo is something that's just been annually there, and then seeing how Sony bought them back in the day was interesting because that was also around the time that they were licensed or first partying licensing Street Fighter. So they kind of had like a say in it. There's a reason why they bought it, and they were investing in fighting, and then they became like the household name around that time. And seeing them kind of let go is an interesting point for Sony, seeing how what their interests lie and maybe if what that says for Street Fighter in general, right? But still talking about this whole Quidea investment company again. Investment firms are gonna be the it's gonna be the death of us. I pray, I promise you that much. And yeah, man, it's just that. Just again, just keep an eye on where we go from here, what changes, what kind of like culture comes from this, and what we're willing to accept in terms of how they're gonna treat the land and how they're gonna like make it its own thing. So what the people will tell you first and foremost, again, if Nintendo now decides to return because the Saudi investments are invested in Nintendo, that could open a way for them to like almost forcibly make Nintendo reuse the Smash property. And that is another interesting point to think about. Goddamn, what a world. But it's not the only move they're making, because Bungie boss Pete Parsons out after 23 years. Jesus. That's by Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. CEO Pete Parsons will be leaving after 23 years. Veteran Justin Truman will take over as storied Halo studio struggles with flagging internet in Destiny 2. Delayed launch of Marathon and a painful story in the integration following a sky-high $3.6 billion acquisition back in 2022. Damn, feels like so long ago. Quote, after more than 2 decades of helping build this incredible studio, establishing Bungie Foundation, and growing inspiring communities around our work, I have decided to pass the torch. Partners run a blog over at the Bungie's website. This journey has been quite the honor of a lifetime. I am deeply proud of the worlds we've built together and millions of people who have called them home. And most of all, I am privileged by the opportunity to work alongside incredible minds at Bungie. Parsons joined Bungie back in 2022 and was an executive producer on Halo 2. He took over the studio when previous CEO Harold Ryan left in 2016, the year before Destiny 2 shipped. Helped the engineers studio for Exit from Republic deal with Activision in 2019, and Bungie continued to grow and mid-year annual expansions for the hit sci-fi loot shooter. Things changed after selling to Sony in 2022. Bungie's expertise in multiplayer games didn't stop PlayStation's live service strategy from quickly going sideways. The studio suffered massive layoffs in both 2023 and 2024, with the key talent departing, including veteran designers Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy. After the spin-off, codenamed Payback was reportedly cancelled. IGN reported that soul-crushing atmosphere among some of the staff in late 2023 amid the first round of cuts, as Bungie's independence within Sony began to crumble following the declined fortunes of Destiny 2. Parsons came under fire in 2024, layoffs after listings for a sports car collection indicating millions in purchases following the lucrative 2022 sale to Sony, even as a rank and file staff were giving pink slips. Quote, when I was asked to leave Bungie in 2025, my goal was to grow us into a studio capable of creating and sustaining iconic generation expanding entertainment. Parsons wrote in his goodbye post, we've been through so much together, we launched a bold new chapter for Destiny, built an enviable, independent, live ops organization capable of blah blah blah. Incredible family, so interactive. More recently, Bungie has faced an uphill battle with Marathon, distraction shooter rival, one of its old franchises. The game was supposed to come out in September, but was infinitely delayed following a middling reception to the closed alpha earlier this year and a plagiarized art scandal. That saw the team forced to overhaul marketing assets, including trailers, to remove the elements created by the outside artist. Truman, 15-year-old Bungie, began working at the studio at the original Destiny. Admitted to some of the studio's recent fumbles, remains committed to create worlds inspired franchise. I've also been part of these efforts, Bungie's. Okay, we're hard at work right now doing that both with Marathon and Destiny. We're currently heads down, but we'll have more to show in both these worlds later this year. And number one comment, don't praise him. He's the reason to downfall Bungie, turning into Bungie. Well, what does that mean? Where do they go from here? He looks tired. Let's just say that. But yeah, man. All these moves were made, and maybe to keep the company afloat, but still, just kind of investing in certain things, and we'll see, man. Maybe it was a midlife crisis. You never know. And he took out people with him. So that's where we've been right now. If it makes if it doesn't make sense as to why people say we're not excited, or I'm not excited about the AAA spectrum at this point, it's because things like this just prove that, like, the people who are making moves out there, quote unquote moves, the people who are getting paid up the ass just to do these big brain ideas, don't really know what the climate is anymore. And it's like one of those if it worked once, one trick ponies, and it's shitty to think that these one trick ponies are like in charge, and because they're so comfortable in their little chair or their ivory towers or whatever you can call it, that there's no inspiration to change. There's no like creative outlet to like grow anymore, and that's why AAA has just been an interesting place to kind of listen to and see where they're at. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to kind of like switch it up or finally understand what's going on. Horror games are now coming around. We'll see how long it takes before the horror games are like boring again or overplayed or whatever. But we'll see. Internet, man. Information is so fast that by the time you're like adapting a strategy to it and you want to like follow the freaking crowd, the crowd is already moved on. And that's why you shouldn't like bank on hype too much. Yes, you hit the jackpot here and there, but if your whole life is just aiming to hit the jackpot, then can you really be proud of the things that you're making or the work that you have been doing or the steps that you've been taking to get to this point? And that's what we would say to the CEO of the dude who destroyed Destiny, I guess. So, man, we all suck sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Including PlayStation. Because you didn't know, they're bumping up their prices, apparently, for the inflation tax or the tariff tax. But GameStop is fighting PS5 price hike by paying $50 more for your old console. What's the catch? But at least for now deal with the GameStop come to a difference. The meme stock retailer announced that it will start giving anyone who trades in their last gen 50 in-store credit purchase of a new PS5 towards the purchase of a new PS5. The deal applies to anyone trading in an old PS4, Xbox One. Really want a PS5 is better than nothing. All edition, the cheapest Sony offers is now $500 starting from 21st. So instead of just getting 55 towards that from trading in PS4, you'll get 110. Xbox One currently trades for about 45, so just 95 total. Switch isn't much better. You only get 60 for it. Jesus Christ. Before the new bonus credit, even though Nintendo recently raised the price of $1 to $340. That's a good point. Offer valid through 8/23/25. So it's already over. It's such a small print at the bottom. GameStop only has your back for a few days. Okay. Xbox is looking for the move over to PlayStation. You'll have a little easier Series no sold at $378 and it'll get you at $126, while Xbox Series X sold at $600 will get you up to $300. You can see he's taking that. When it comes to the other consoles, the price difference is hard to swallow. GameStop also buries the fine print that this bonus Trump tariff credit will only be active through August 23rd. Is it still better than nothing? Sure, but it still low-key sucks in the worst way. This whole thing is basically GameStop saying, reckless trade policy has hiked the price of PS5, so here's a bonus credit for these already terrible trading values that you'll have to give right back to us. GameStop's edgelord CEO Ryan Cohen, despite being Canadian, has been a big booster of Trump, even as the president rolled out the current tariff regime earlier this year. His Elon Musk light impression, including using the sale of GameStop's Canadian operation to dunk on DEI policies, is currently using GameStop to buy billions in Bitcoin. That makes sense. Bitcoin. So yeah, we all suck. Damn it. Yeah. So GameStop it's already over. Don't worry about it. Sony raising tariff prices, and apparently the CEO and Trump are both very happy about this because Bitcoin. So Bitcoin. There we go. Internet, money. Okay, let's walk into it. Internet and us being able to transfer and wire money throughout the internationally at the speed of sound has made this separate pool of wealth and currency. That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, some people call it Bitcoin, right? Some people call it whatever it's supposed to be, stocks. But is why it sucks to have like people who the government is works for itself, right? Let's just say right now it's could be doing good stuff, it could be generating welfare, or it could be generating wealth, it could be finding smart ways to benefit its people in terms of like education, in terms of opportunities, in terms of places of business, in terms of what's it called, like development and childhood development, family development, stuff like that, right? But instead we get a quote-unquote businessman who is just bribing people to make things flow a certain way so those people can make profit off of the insider trading, which, sure, what's the end goal? So we'll see. I like GameStop here and there, but we'll see. But that's not all. Thought we were done? Hell nah, bro. It's important to understand where we're at now, right? Because we've done the things, people have said the stuff, we've raised the prices. So a year from now, where do we lie? 1 year after Concord, Herman Holtz hopes future live service failures will at least happen, quote, early and cheaply. Shut the fuck up. It is by Quentin O'Connor over at Le Gamer. Prost serves as CSO for Studio Business Group at Studio Interactive Entertainment. Importantly, for our purposes, this role includes working as head of PlayStation Studios. Put plainly, then, when Coles has something to say, we tend to tune in. In a recent interview with the Financial Times, the article is paywalled, but relevant snippets have been pulled. Holst reflects on a PlayStation a year from Concord's disastrous launch, painting what is at least ostensibly a reasonable outlook on the future of the company's live service initiative. In short, it isn't going anywhere, but safeguards are in place to help avoid such massive commercial crumbling in the years to come. Concord lasted a week and cost around $250 million to make. Financial Times interview covers a wider scope than just Herman Holtz's parts, providing a nuanced analysis of the state of PlayStation with insights from other top execs and various industry analysts. Holtz's perspective is one of measured caution. Quote, I don't want teams to always play it safe, but I would like for us, when we fail, to fail early and cheaply, he told FT. What's up? Live service initiatives aren't going anywhere. They make far too much money when they're successful. And they do so in a sustainable way. Which will help companies like Sony maintain steadier bottom line every quarter for years. That's just too tantalizingly, and frankly, even something like Concord, while catastrophically cost enough to be more than a few drops in the failure bucket, is by no means going to shatter any commercial empires. They'll continue, but they'll do so with guardrails. Got it. Quote, put in place rigorous more. That's fair, and it sounds like a lot is going to stem from fostering greater degree of communication between individual studios. Financial Times words, it includes close relationships between top executives who clock hundreds of hours of gameplay ahead of titles going live. And this won't just involve live service. Sure, Holst is in charge of everything, including all those prestige hits like God of War, Last of Us. Right, it's also a decreased emphasis on quantity. Shifting gears back to Concord for a moment, FT's interview contains the following key passage. As they note, Jim Ryan talked about a big game and PlayStation's overly ambitious goal. Of course, Holst is not going to be like, yeah, I'm sure, that's totally still happening, but it isn't. These dialogues with the press are often used to display inflection points in a corporation's overreaching visions. When the head of studio seems casually declares that the number itself is essentially irrelevant, the definitive proof of an operational paradigm shift. Expensive demise appears to have led a change in strategy. Holst downplayed the previous target pushed by former PlayStation boss Jim Ryan. Previous target pushed by former PlayStation boss Jim Ryan of releasing 10 or more live service games by March of next year. Sony canceled plans for some high-profile live service attempts, such as Last of Us. The number of live service releases is not so important. What is important to me is having a diverse set of player experiences and a set of communities, he said. Communities. Interesting. Let's see how the next few years turn out. Personally, I'm sticking with single-player experiences regardless, but not everything is about me. Sony still sees a future with live service gaming. When Fortnite and Roblox make so much dough, PlayStation is of course going to want more of that pie than just how Divers 2 alone can provide. Yep. And that's where that lies. Again, we see the big kid, Fortnite, raking in the dough with their skins, with their characters, their music patterns, with their fucking copywriting, right? And then obviously companies like Sony and investors are gonna be like, well, we want that money too. And well, we get here. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where we go from here. But I mean, it's possible, man. They could still make a pretty cool game one of these days and like actually make it worth its while. And people might actually like it, and people might actually get involved, and people might actually like be like, yo, this is new shit. But yeah, man, it's rough. You just gotta figure something out for yourself. Because if there's a new generation out there, and they obviously have different tastes and all that, they're not gonna be the ones that like, I don't know. They're not gonna be the ones that are gonna be like the early adopters. There's no reason for them to jump into your bandwagon unless the people who actually know what good experiences were back in the day and how they affect gaming are gonna be like inviting them to play the experienced ones, right? So it's just something you have to think about. It's rough. Or maybe we're all just so information fed and we have so much internet on our hands that we are all intrinsically different, way too different from each other, and we all can't like agree on anything that's like, well, we'll see. Fortnite's making bank, so we'll see. You know who else makes bank? Hell yeah. Furikuri Reanimated is a labor of love. This is by Bolts over at Anime News Network. It's always impressive just how far some fans are willing to showcase and how much they love a franchise. Fan animation has been going around a long time. Many people opting to do continuous alternative takes on the series. One form of fan appreciation is the realm of online fans animating projects where a group of animators will come together and put their own stylistic spin on pre-existing work. This can be a daunting endeavor. It may not match every single project, but I can't think of a show that's more malleable for different animation styles than FLCO. And in New York City, the main organizations behind FLCO ReAnimated were present for their own panel. Not only did they showcase an entire ReAnimated episode that had taken over 5 years to create, but they also shared some of the story behind the scenes inside organized such master project was like. 6 episodes of Furikuri that are out. The animation project chose to reanimate episode 5. The episode was picked particularly because not only does it showcase a variety of different animation styles on its own, but it's also the episode that's arguably the most action-packed. It's also the episode that features the majority of the cast. Speaking of cast, the episode utilized the dub of the show. The reanimation featured works of over 200 animators, with the episode itself having its own unique intro sequence. Intro sequence alone took about 6 months to do, and there was one of the final things that was added. You can find the whole animation on YouTube, and I highly recommend it because it really does feel like a love letter to the series animation in general. And the episode changes styles for what feels like every 5 seconds. Spreadsheets were made. So many participants could pick up the scenes that they thought were incredible, or sometimes shows repeated animator skill and aesthetics. There's quite a lot of emails and coordination, but not easy to think of when you're actually watching the product itself because of how seamless it all falls together. Furikuri is really an anime that features a variety of different animations, so it's not just on an episode basis, but also one scene basis. It's a lot of scenes with original gags and straight up homages to other animation styles, both Eastern and Western. If I watched the first 4 episodes of LCO and then watched episode 5 of the animated project, I probably would have assumed that this was how the episode was always meant to look. It just fit that well. Some animation styles utilize manga aesthetics, stop motion, and off-model steers. Cuts references more animes than Western cartoons. Seems like generally look like they were from original anime. Still, it was distinctly recreated with the site tweaks or filters. Probably one of my favorite cuts of the entire episode was actually part of the closing credits because someone actually went out of the way to recreate one of the sections from where we see the iconic yellow Vespa traveling to different locations. I legitimately thought it was just a scene ripped from the show, but it turns out somebody had a similar yellow Vespa, just created their own travel sequence with different locations. You could tell that a lot of part of love went into a project like this. The fact that it's beloved by so many both fans of the show and some professional people in the industry is a sight to behold. FLCO is a series that I'm always leaning from every time I rewatch it to see other people's different anime takes on certain scenes. Felt like I was getting a glimpse of how other people interpreted the show themselves. It was fun seeing the different artists' drew characters' faces animated wildly, which is not whether or not this is better or worse. I remember this original. It was distinctly with love. I love how the site said they want to work on another show similar to Speed Racer, but they also made it clear that they never show necessarily leans itself to its approach, like Stroke Experience Lane. Still, I do hope we get more projects like this, either from FLCO itself or from the other shows, because we need more fan celebrations from the animated medium and as collaborations, so that this can really showcase how special things can be when talented people work out together. Yeah. People liking something, getting together. Pretty much. FLCO is what? 20 years? Brother. There you go. So these people go working on something. Is this the English? The English dub. Yeah, it's just quite the interesting scenario. I think Fully Cool, you hit an interesting point for most of us. It just was its very own unique thing, almost like a Scott Pilgrim, and I can only assume that Scott Pilgrim was probably inspired by Furi at some point. And yeah, man, it's just one of those things that hits the scene, and because it's such itself and has enough like vibe to be its own thing, you can kind of see how it hits in a way that nobody expects it to. Like, it's not something that's planned like Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's just something that just becomes, because it earns its place in history by just being, right? And by being itself, completely understanding itself, or maybe even revealing certain things that most people wouldn't consider. It inspires. Nice. Clearly inspires and helps make something different, right? Something unique. So we'll see. These people got together and did something cool. And yeah, there's some of these look straight out of the anime. Are really well done. Just want to see him freak out real quick. Crash out. Look at that. That's straight from the anime. Lupin the Third. Alright, cool. So yeah, there's your thing. Straight up Lupin the Third. Alright. So, if you're interested, go check that out. Pureto no barot. Pure bara. Pura bura. Yeah, buddy. And then we're taking it to the extreme. Man, Devil May Cry, the anime series, drops season 2. We're gonna go quickly because it's time. Dante vs. Virgil, brother versus brother. Devil May Cry season 2 premieres 2026 only on Netflix. Seizes a point of official. They make a grab before showing exactly what it means by brother versus brother showdown. Picking up from where we were introduced to Virgil right at the end of season 1. Check it out below. Anime adaptation, Hopkins' popular franchise, Devil May Cry, brought to you by Life, none other than Castlevania executive producer. Nice. Eddie Shankar follows the complicated relationship between brothers. Okay, season 2 is a very different show. Yes, Dante levels up, Shankar recently said. His skills improve, and you'll see him embrace more of his iconic badassery fans of the game can expect. That said, I'm still telling the story, and the great characters don't just win, they grow. What makes Dante compelling isn't that he's unstoppable, it's that he learns to keep getting stronger. Wow. Gave season 1 an 8 out of 10. Good job. Castlevania and other Shanky's projects similarly secured 8 out of 10 upon release in 2017. Damn, buddy. Shanker's involved in other Netflix projects too, including Castlevania Nocturne spin-off, Assassin's Creed series, and even an animated PUBG. Wow. Look at these guys making money off of video games. Pretty damn cool, actually. You get to a point, and you're just there, making shit happen. Too dangerous. Oh. Fragile. I saw this. There you go. Get your boys. Oh, with the 2. That's actually pretty solid. Nice. So yeah, I like these little shows. So I do actually really like this show. So it's pretty cool that the Audi guy is putting in his efforts. Again, you get a dude who actually really enjoys the medium and decides to go with it and create some projects. And even if those projects are unique, right? They're inspired, but they have a different take. They're more, let's call it edgier. Maybe edge is what everybody's missing these days. And it's very, very impressive to see how far he's come from specifically from that first Castlevania, which was great. I remember enjoying that. But now seeing him jump to Devil May Cry and apparently add a Assassin's Creed, come on, that's my dude right there. That's my boy. So definitely looking forward to see how far they take it and what else we can see in the future. Because believe it or not, it's not the only video game series. That's right, we touched on it. Sekiro anime gets 60-second reveal, and it looks slick. It's by Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. Sekiro No Defeat is an animated adaptation from Software's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and it's coming exclusively to Crunchyroll. Once it debuts, we won't know what it has yet, but a brief introduction to the art style. Game's on 25, it looks great. Released back in 2019, Sekiro had players take control of Shinobi called the Wolf. Change up from Software's usual Dark Souls formula. It's more of an action-adventure game than a standard RPG, emphasizing perfect parries and giving players access to grappling hooks to explore the world. It won Game of the Year at the Game of the Awards 2019 and is one of the studio's best games to date. How do you turn that into an epic episode anime? Take a look at the trailer. Yeah, boy. The time of Sengoku reads the official description. Japan is fractured into many independent nations tangled in a ceaseless war. At the center lies Ashina, the land of the sacred earth, an ancient mystery. In a senseless war, center lies there we go. Sacred land of earth, an ancient mystery, 2 decades after Sword Saint. Nice. Inchi Nasina reclaimed the region in brutal coup. The new threat emerges from within. The interior of ministry, desperate to protect his homeland, Ishi's grandson, Genichiro, turns to a forbidden power. The only hope lies in a kidnapped boy, the divine heir. A silent protector, a low shinobi known as Sekiro. Only as Sekiro. The story of the Lord and his retainer and the quest to restore balance to the nation on an edge. Rumors of anime first surfaced back in 2013, with claimed it would be a limited episode series. We're taking on the momentous task of animating breathtakingly beautiful Sekiro said that twice. Director Kenichi Katsuna said in a statement, in doing so, we are pouring every ounce of our artistic vision, passion to beauty into this production. Brown's Bug is being crafted children memorable experience, one that will leave a lasting impression both like fans, games over discovering the world of Sekiro for the very first time. Please look forward to it. Yeah, man, that's cool. Let's give it one more time. Yeah, man, that's cool. So, I mean, if this is what Sony has been investing in, kind of like raking in all that Sony money to make more anime, okay. But we'll see. Because investing in video games, in fighting game tournaments, and then kind of letting that go shows strategy. So, strategy here, interesting. We will have to see. There he goes. Oh. Eesh. No emotion, no remorse. right. We're getting there. Shizzles bizzles. Did I do anything? Alright. Yeah. Dragon projects, animation projects. Yeah, and movies. Obviously, things are happening very soon. We just saw Demon Hunters in theaters, and now we're getting ready to jump forward with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid movie. Demon Slayer is coming up too. I'm actually looking interested to that. September 11th or 9th. I got like an early stream today. That was weird, but we'll see. There's a lot more love Dragon Maid. Some of the humor might be quite acquired taste, but there's a lot of heart and passion behind the series. This is by Bolts over at Animation Network. One thing that drew me was the show was its family message. As the world of humans and dragons split together, we discovered that different types of creatures might not be so different, and that we can learn to live together under the right circumstances. Some of the best episodes of the series focus on circumstantial specific characters. Still, Kyoto Animation is putting an entirely movie that's centered around a beloved character, Kana. When I say beloved, I really mean beloved based on what I saw from the voices behind the show and overwhelming amount of fans panel at the NYC 2025. There you go. Panel featured Yuki Karuhawa and Maria Naogawa, the Japanese voice actors for Toru and Kana. Respectively, they entered the stage in full cosplay of the characters, putting on a wonderfully charming performance for the first season's ending credits queue. The two have gone to various countries to promote the movie ahead of its limited theatrical premiere on August 12th. After the light performance, the audience got to check out the first 6 minutes of the movie itself in a sneak peek. The film opens with dozens of dragons flying through gorgeous sky, but there's one dragon that is running fields through golden fields on the ground just below them. We get a good look at this dragon, but instead we see Kana gripping onto the back of this creature tightly as we find out that this dragon running on the ground is in fact her father. Quickly cut to Kana waking up in the room, Kobayashi's infirmary, and she reminds the audience that despite her appearance, Kana is a mighty dragon. At one minute first, it looked like there was much difference SLE between the film and what we'd see in the TV show. The preview even showcased standard anime opening as for the first episode of the third season. However, some additional details show the presentation might elevate a different level. This is a lot of extra shading to emphasize light pouring into the rooms, while making what might be a typical conversation actually results to them. This evaporated for 6 minutes after seeing the first typical Toru and Kobayashi's having their usual back and forth. The final scene was a quick cut to Kana asking for a smartphone. Interesting. Little glimpse might not give as much picture, but questions answered a lot of two voiced actresses as well as some dubbing scenes. More content scenes were added because showcased via screenshots on projectors and voice actors redubbed lines that will appear in the movie. Cute. She compared the experience to how humans would embrace each other to keep warm. In many ways, this reinforces the message of overall series. The second scene dubbed was actually bone-chilling. Kana is not a character who shows a lot of outward emotion. However, Nagase made it clear that we're going to see a very different side to Kana in this one movie, one where she showcases emotion at a level that she has never done before. She's in her rebellious state. The scene gives a glimpse into exactly what she meant. The scene questioned how Kana yelling and crying about how lonely she was. Naganawa locked in and really portrayed just how hurt and sad Kana really was at a character. Even I don't know if the full context scene, I felt it. Kohara commented that there was going to be a lot of fun action throughout this movie, so much that she actually had to rest her voice after they recorded it. But the true point of the movie is to showcase the emotion Kana experiencing. Feels like the film is going to be a slow build up to emotional breakthrough for the character to process. And it seems like still the relationship between her and her father is going to be at the center of it. The panel ended with Korihawa and Naga putting on another lovely performance of another ending theme from the anime series. I was already curious about this film, given how powerful everything here was. I am definitely more excited for it now. Ooh, that was a lot. But still, I guess that's her dad. So that makes sense. I was wondering who this guy was. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Depression and what the father male figure means so to the future of La Familia. So we'll see, man. I'm interested. Again, Kyoto Animation is just one of those companies that really have a lot of emotions, and you can say whatever you want to say about them, but them experiencing true loss, if you know, you know, and not giving up, right? Them still putting in every emotion out there, them still animating with passion, and them still like loving, being able to love, honestly, after being hurt like that is powerful. So I will never forget their like ambition. I will always like support them if I can. And this is going to be one of those times where the support is going to be pretty damn awesome. So hey, looking forward to more anime films. You got Sony moves making Sony moves, but thankfully, you got the cute little Loli to teach us what it means to be a man in 2025. A fatherly man, a family guy. Yosh. But you know who else is his dad? Hypothetically, Frank. Ayo. Squanch Games really wants Danny DeVito to play Gun in High on Life 3. Shots fired by Yesley and Poole. Squanch Skins has talked before about failing to get Hollywood legend Danny DeVito to play Gene Zastorian in High on Life. The studio remains determined and wants to convince Danny DeVito to star as a gun on High on Life 3, should it get the chance to make it. With High on Life 2 waiting in the wings, Squanch Games' Mikey Soprano and Matty Stubing told IGN that they were going to give Danny DeVito another go when they eventually get to making what feels like the inevitable third game in the comedy first-person shooter series. I really want Danny DeVito, Chief Creative Soprano said. We tried to get Danny DeVito for the first game at that time, but we didn't really have the catch it to sway him. But I'm hoping after this game, we can try again and get him in there. Quote, I have the perfect design for a Danny DeVito gun in my head that I want to see so bad. So why didn't Danny DeVito work out High on Life? According to executive producer Matty Studmayan, it was felt that Danny DeVito would have been so unlikely to say yes, that it wasn't even worth the ask. Striven said, quote, I believe the response we got was, quote, we will take this to him, but his agent doesn't even know if he'll understand what it is. And he'll probably just say no. Quote, we're going to try really hard on the next one. Spano then issued a call. Danny DeVito reached out. We're ready for you. Yeah. Danny DeVito, reach out. We're ready for you. Okay. Whether Danny DeVito appears in High on Life 3 or not, Squanch Games has more of pressing matter. High on Life 2, as announced at Gamescom, with the sequel launched on February 13th on PC and Game Pass Day 1. There you go. Fantastic Four First Steps Galactus actor Ralph Nelson plays Sheath, a new character and boss, is joined on the cast by Betsy Star, J.B. Smooth, and Richard Kind. High on Life was a breakout hit and one of the biggest Game Pass launches ever. It proved so popular that a work on the High on Life show was eventually announced in 2024. Wow. Adaptations. Really cool. So yeah, that's something there. I think interesting to see that these guys have like kept on growing. The last High on Life I heard about was with the Justin Roiland, right? The original voice of Rick and Morty guy. But to see them kind of like keep on growing and adding a different spin to that is pretty cool. I wish I could see this clip, but it's probably be stupid. And them kind of still being inspired to make more. You know, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's, oh, we need to make more because the CEO bosses need us to make more. It feels like we need to make more because we need to be ready for Danny DeVito, and that is confidence. That promotes confidence in the product that we're building and the ideas that are coming out. And damn, okay, I like it. All right, so keep it up, guys. Get High on Life. keep up that runner's high, and I hope to see Danny DeVito in the future. But you know who else is blasting? We'll go quickly. Kaho Entertainment shuts down 11 piracy sites, at least 160 million illegal works in the first half of 2025. Damn, by Wohin Cho over at Anime News Network. Kaho Entertainment, the parent company Webtoon platform Tapas, announced on August 19th that it shut down 11 piracy websites worldwide, including more than 160. Damn. The company tells its latest results on 7th anti-piracy white paper, outlining how it tracks and disrupts piracy networks through a three-step strategy. Targeting illegal sites, tracing operations, and inducing takedowns, the voluntary closure or legal action. Since establishing its anti-piracy task force in 2021, Kaho Entertainment has identified operators behind more than 130 sites, leading to the closure of 29. Key tool has been the open source intelligence, collecting and analyzing digital traces left across domains, servers, and social media. Kaho has used this information to cooperate with Interpol and law enforcement agencies in China, Vietnam, Brazil, Spain, and other countries, pressuring operators carrying mass content removals. Kaho Entertainment stated one of the most significant shutdowns in the first half of the year was a shutdown in May of Reaper Scans, major English language hub, pirated webtoons, and web novels, with an estimated 10 million monthly visits and an estimated US 500 million in damages. Kaho Entertainment also confirmed that it's pursuing lawsuits and criminal complaints against piracy site operations in China, United Kingdom, Vietnam, Brazil, and Spain, signaling an aggressive legal strategy alongside technical crackdowns. The company emphasized that protecting creators and ensuring fair distribution channels remains central to its mission as webtoons and web novels continue to expand in global popularity. Damn, son. This is an interesting one because obviously webtoons gonna webtoon, right? Obviously we have sites that are sharing webtoons, and piracy is sailing the high seas. The high seas is more popular than ever, and maybe for good reason. We've seen how the industry has kind of exploited a lot of the artistic creativities, again with the whole copywriting, again with everybody just kind of being like me, make more money, and we see that, right? So I'm not gonna say that this is that is bad or whatever, but I guess we just have to understand what it is that is being accomplished here in terms of what is, again, the end goal. Why is it so important? Like, what exactly are they taking away in terms of distribution abilities, and what that means for the companies, and if that really like justifies creating a digital infrastructure that has the power to jump between nations and declare its rule, aka its laws, and to enforce its laws across nations. Because if you really think about that, that's interesting. And again, slippery slopes for different folks, man. So when you add a whole AI that's just busy gathering information with that kind of intention, it gets a little thought-provoking as to what is being learned, what lessons are being taught, and where we go from with that. So just putting that one out there. They're making their moves, they're doing their stuff, and we'll see what that means for the future, if it helps the industry grow, or if it kind of like stagnates its process, or it secludes itself to a new revenue stream. But hey, man, let's not think about it too hard. Instead, let's rejoice, because it's a big day. And according to Kenneth Shepard over at Kotaku, internet reacts to Hollow Knight Silksong's big day. After 6 years, the clowning is over. Hollow Knight Silksong is coming to a PC, Switch, Xbox, or PlayStation near you on September 4th. Silksong has been conspicuously absent from industry events so long that the act of anticipating the elusive Metrovania has become a meme in itself. Now it's imminent. What does the internet do with all that pent-up energy? They draw, yell, and celebrate. So far, most prominent reaction to Silksong news from beyond keyboard smashing is the art that represents the end of a meme. For years, Hollow Knight fans have been depicting their constant waiting for of crumb on news with images of the game's characters dressed in clown makeup. The joke got so popular that even someone modded it into original game. Jeff Keighley even referenced it ahead of GameStop's opening live show where Silksong made an appearance. Now fans are hanging up and throwing away their burning cloud wigs and wiping off the makeup. Cute. Time to hang up the costumes. The wait is over. Today, let's see. Cute. Cute. Leave it behind. Silksong. It's real. My 5 coins of a short poist. It's real. It's happening. Okay. Finally, farewell. So long, partner. Stupid. So the end of the clownery is part of the equation. Others are expressing relief and excitement they'll finally be able to play the game they've waited for more than a decade for. Yoosh. Silksong. Can't believe Silksong is real. And today's trailer revealed September 4th, but didn't bother specifying 2025. Some of us using this joke that may actually be far from over 2029. Okay, but what year? Hollow Knight fans are lining up in droves to play Silksong at Gamescom. We'll see those lines get a little smaller now that everyone knows the game is just 2 weeks away. 2 weeks? Jesus. It's not a lot of time, but it's enough to play or replay the original Hollow Knight. Yeah, I should get on that. It's just about any console you can imagine. Just consider one of the best Metroidvania games of all time. There's still people have been playing around all this time. Yeah, man, Silksong. Maybe I should get into that. So, that's a thing. It has been in decade, or like, not a decade, years, right? Since they've announced it, and people have been waiting for it, and like, woo! Finally! Now we just have to wait and see just how overhyped it has become, or if people can actually contain themselves and accept it for what it is, instead of like presenting its values. You know what I mean? So hey, if you're out there, if you like Silksong, you're finally ready for the finale or the action. Then congratulations, my dude, you got your Silk. Sing us a song. Just like G-Kids. 4K restoration of Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue, US on October 3rd. So Rafael Antonio Pinedo. Good stuff, buddy. Over at Anime News. G-Kids announced during its panel NYC Saturday that it will screen Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue in 4K, opening October 3rd. The 1997 Perfect Blue features a film that was directorial feature debut for Satoshi Kon. It went on to make the millennium actress Toki Godfather's paranoia agent and paprika before his death. In 2010, the contemporary Tokyo's, the story concerns the pop singer Mima, who tries to develop an acting career, only to experience threat and trauma as her mind breaks down. She is tormented by ghostly visions of her singer self. Manga Entertainment released the film on VHS and DVD. G-Kids and Shout Factory released the film on Blu-ray and disc on DVD on March 2019, and re-released it again in a steelbook edition on September 21st. G-Kids and Phantom Net screened the film in 500 US theaters for 2 days. On September 28th, the screens earned US 420 AO 420 881 at the box office. G-Kids Iconic Events releasing an Anime Expo screened the film as part of Anime Expo's AX Cinema Night screenings in September 2023 to celebrate the film's 25th anniversary. Kon bases Perfect Blue anime film on Yoshikazu Takeuchi's Perfect Blue. Okay, Perfect Blue, complete metamorphosis novel, which Seven Seas Entertainment shipped on February 18th. Seven Seas also shipped Takeuchi's second Perfect Blue novel, Perfect Blue, Awakened from a Dream, in April 2018. Very cool. You know, we all like a interesting, thought-provoking story, and yes, it's true. I just watched Black Swan for the first time in my life yesterday. Wow. Yeah, man. And so seeing like similarities from that, I couldn't help but imagining the Perfect Blue live action adaptation, which is essentially Black Swan, if you really want to put it that way. So more anime inspired Hollywood blockbuster movies. But still, seeing the original and being able to see all these interesting remakes in 4K does mean like cool things, right? If there's one thing that AI probably got right, it is the restoration process. And seeing these films like look crisper, sharper, and fresher than ever is a benefit, man. And you know, obviously, if they come out on the 4K Blu-rays, then you can go out and check those out. So for now, I know Sony's gonna charge me for this movie ticket, but you know, we do our best. So for now, I would say it's pretty damn cool, and I encourage us to watch the stories that help keep us sane and help us inspire and understand what the process of losing yourself to a image, the cost of what that is. So crazy stuff, crazy cool stuff, I imagine. But you know what else is crazier? Chainsaw Man short to play exclusively at Halloween Horror Nights. What? Coming September to Universal Studios Hollywood. This is by Jim Vejdova. Vodo. My dudes. This year, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood will feature Chainsaw Man: The Chaos, an original anime horror short based on the hit Japanese manga and MAPPA's anime series. The short will play in language within the DreamWorks Theater. The poster for it can be seen below. According to the official synopsis, Chainsaw Man the Chaos recounts the tale of Denji and the Devil Hunters as they battle the Halloween Horror Night Devil and his army of zombies. Denji, resurrected into Chainsaw Man, a devil-human hybrid with protruding chainsaws from his body, ultimately takes control in the quest to combat the devils. It's an extreme showdown that dares guests to survive the chaos of screams and blood. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studio begins Thursday, September 4th and runs through select nights through Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. My dude. That's the guy. That's the guy. Oh, that's us. That's us. Chainsaw Man. Le Chaos. There's even more Chainsaw Man coming this fall. Chainsaw Man, the movie Rise arc will open in Japan on September 19th before hitting US theaters October 29th, 2025. Yeah, boy. Movie is directed by Tatsuya Yoshihara, written by Hiroyoshi Seiko. Voice cast reprises roles from the anime, which premiered October 22nd, 2022. Our reviewer, Rafael Matsuya, gave the anime 9 over 10. She said the show more than lives up to the manga's hype with some stunning and brutal action, gallows humor, an incredibly bleak story, and an endearing protagonist. There you go. Yeah, man. Go to Knott's Berry Farm instead. Done VIP fast dash for both Knott's and Halloween. Knott's is way better. Entire park is Halloween themed, not just the mazes. And Knott's mazes are more elaborate. Universal phones it in. Relax. Year after release of USJ, the experience was cool though. It's bizarre that they are only showing this a year after the USJ. The experience was cool though. Was hoping for Demon Slayer with how big the movies are this year. Terrifier and Chainsaw Man is absolutely wild. Wishing can go. Yup. So that's that. I remember when Fan Fest nights happened. Go check the video if you haven't checked it out. It was cool. Yeah, it was interesting to see how they were opening up to more of the anime side of things, and obviously me running around this Tanjiro probably definitely helps with that. But yeah, them doing like cool more introductions of this clearly shows that there's an interest in the anime side of things, and Universal is more than willing to dabble into the weeaboo side of things if there is money to be made, and clearly we got the money, boys. So hey, we'll be there. I'll be there. I'm excited. This single-handedly sold me. I was curious about Terrifier, but this one takes the cake, kid. So looking forward to that. Very nice. So if you're out there in the area, if you're curious, if you want to check it out, go check out Universal Hollywood Horror Nights. Damn, that's good stuff. So, fortunately, that is where we put an end on it for today. Right. So, I'm gonna bring our boy back in blue. Wish him a do. Hey, boss. That's right. What? No. And say what's up. Interesting stories, right? Fun times. For the most part, it seems like we're going on an uphill trajectory in terms of like inspirations. I see horror is starting to set in. Maybe that is just part of the fall season being fall season. I do like a good scare here and there. Obviously, Zenless Zone Zero introducing Spook Shack kind of does things for me, especially since like their album is super Ghostbusters related. But also, seeing the universe make its turn from summer to fall brings me joy, mostly because the sweaty ass days are coming over, are finishing soon, and that brings a sort of peace within my heart, and I love that very much. Also, because I love sweater weather, and hugs are awesome. That's all I'm saying. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, won't you join me as we start finishing up tonight's awesome experience? But hey, if any of those stories interest you, or if you have any opinions on the cool things happening in our future, please feel free to say hello and mention your favorite part of life. It's been fun. I appreciate all you out there being cool out there and having a good time as we go into the weekend. No, the regular week this time. Get excited about it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fun. So, looking forward to things. Demon Hunters happened. That happened. Black Swan happened. I am this close to convincing myself to go watch Sydney Sweeney right now, just because I feel like I need to give her opportunity to actually act. So we'll see. Fun day, interesting day. I still need to do some thumbnails because I need to do that, but we'll see if I can get back to them in the afternoon. And hopefully y'all are out there having fun, living your lives, and enjoying your weekend as one should. So say hi to your family for me. Tell them what's up. And let's sing some fun times. I got it. I got it. Sheesh. Ikuzo. Easy and I wasn't afraid you'll never satisfy. Here we go again. Sick like animals, we play pretend. You're just a cannibal and I'm afraid I won't get out alive. No, I won't sleep tonight. Oh, I want some more. Oh, what are you waiting for? The bite of my heart tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Say goodbye to my heart tonight. Here we go again. I feel the chemicals kicking in. It's a wanna run and hide. I wanna run and hide. I do it every time. You're killing me now, but I won't be denied by you. The animal inside of you. I want some more. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. I want some more. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Say goodbye to my heart tonight. Hush, hush, the world is quiet. Hush, hush, we both can't fight it. It's us that made this mess. Well, can't you understand? Oh, I won't sleep tonight. I won't sleep tonight. Here we go again. I want some more. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. What are you more? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Take goodbye to my heart tonight. What are we waiting for? Take goodbye to my heart tonight. What are you waiting for? Take a bite of my heart tonight. Yeah. It's weather. Does it every time. So, hopefully, y'all have a nice week, you know. Take your time. Take your patience. Regroup if you have to. We are going in an interesting direction, but believe it or not, I am seeing like something to believe in, like hope in terms of where the society is going. And I'm gonna keep that as vague as possible, but obviously I am a potato and I like to believe in the positivity of the universe, even though there is negative forces that will obviously always be in the picture. However, I believe in time, and I believe that we'll get there. So take care. Again, hug your families, take care of your loved ones, stay safe, and I love you too. Until then, hasta la próxima. Ciao. Yush.